Everybody, Rosematter here. Welcome to part 2 of my Higurashi When They Cried Tsumihoroboshi Let's Play. I'm gonna struggle every time with that dang name. So we started off the new chapter in the last episode. It was great, had a fun club activity. Rena, at the very beginning, has to explain herself, something that she did. She said she tried her best at something, and I don't know what's going on with that. We'll find out later, but we're going to get back into it. I do want to take a second to let you guys know that on my YouTube community page right now, I do have a poll where you can vote on my next Let's Play series because I'm finishing up Your Turn to Die next week. So there's 3 choices. Head on over to my YouTube community page. The poll ends Saturday at noon, so there's not a lot of time left. So if you guys want to kind of give your say on what you want the next Let's Play to be, please head on over there and vote. Alright, I've taken up enough of your time. We're going to get right back into it, so let's go. Alright. We're gonna see Mion and Sadako and Rika embarrass themselves. It's not very often that you see that. It's usually Keiichi.
いらっしゃいませ。エンジェルモーターへようこそ。本日はイベントデーになりますが、チケットはお持ちですか？
チケットはないですけど、名乗ればいいと言われてます。竜宮レナと前原圭一です。
ただいまリストを確認しております。少々お待ちください。
Seems like many fans of this restaurant aren't normal people. I bet they try to get in with lies or fake tickets. No wonder this waitress makes sure to check the list.
いや、しかし恐ろしい連中だった。あんなのがひしめいていたら健全な客は店内までたどり着けないぞ。
そうかもだね。でもレナの行く手を阻むことは誰にもできないんだよ。はう。
それはそうと相変わらずのキレだったな。あれは肘か膝か。顔面の急所を正確にぶち抜くとは恐ろしいやつ。
The way Rena swept them off their feet with super fast invisible jabs was incredible. It even gave me a chill just thinking about it.
だってレナのお持ち帰りを邪魔するんだもん。きっとみんなかわいいよ。みんなお持ち帰り。
怪異モードのレナが相手じゃな。まあ連中もあれだけ派手にぶちのめされれば敗北を受け入れられ。
圭一くんだってすごかったよ。大勢に囲まれて飲み込まれたと思ったら急にシーンとなって、その後みんな涙を流しながら道を開けてた。なんでかな。
いや別に落選したお前たちの代わりにこの俺が入店してやる。だからどうしよくん、今は涙を流しても次の抽選の勝者になれと。まあそのあたりのことを少々語ったらみんな理解してくれたようで。
Well, I feel like perverts can can spot other perverts.
圭一くんってアジテーション得意だよね。聞いている人を共感させる能力というか。我が部の口先の魔術師って感じ。
その口先の魔術師って他の通り名はないのかよ。
どうだろうね。考えてみるね。
Rena laughs loudly.
大変お待たせしました。リストにお名前を確認しました。お席へご案内します。どうぞこちらへ。
The waitress led us to our seats. The restaurant was completely packed today. It made for a cheerful but sort of crazy atmosphere. All the customers in the restaurants were very unique people, just like the ones loitering around outside. There was an aura of excitement in the store, and it also smelled a bit sweaty. They were also talking excitedly, using special terms I don't understand, again, just like the people outside.
やはりエンジェルモートは制服命だすね。食は舌で味わうものでござるが、エンジェルモートは目で味わうのでござるよ。
I'm just dreading thinking about these people perving on like 11-year-olds.
今日はたゆんのウェイトレスさんはいないでござるか。むほほほほほほ。
That's probably gonna make Rena snap. Is like if any of them try and touch them, she's gonna be like, nope.
女の子のローテのチェックは基本ですよ。ツンデレ好きなら火木の17時以降は絶 はい抑えたいですね。逆属性の方は金曜17時以降が勝負。
I regret coming here today. And at the same time, I was really glad I didn't lose the game yesterday. This punishment might be a little bit easier for the girls. Oh man, they would actually make him dress up. Well, I guess so. It's equal punishment, right? But as a guy, if I had to undergo this punishment today, I would have been kicked and punched by these crazy customers because they would have been burning with anger. Let me explain. I didn't come here just to eat lunch with Rena today. The punishment is as follows. The losers have to wear a costume that was randomly chosen and help with the event at Angel Mar as a waitress. The winners can enjoy eating desserts, receiving service from the losers. When this punishment was announced, I'd actually prepared myself for the punishment because I thought I'd lose the game like always. I was losing a lot recently, so I didn't think I could win. I assumed Rena felt the same way. Who could imagine Rena and I would do so well as to win? You're great, Keiichi Maibara. You made me proud. Everybody started shouting, clapping their hands and whistling for joy. I don't blame them. They came here just for the event at Angel Mall. None of them expected to see the waitresses wearing different costumes like this.
まあ待て、落ち着けレナ。ここでお持ち帰ったら罰ゲームにならん。
Reika-chan appears with glasses of water and wet napkins on a tray. They drew lots to decide on the costumes. Reika-chan's costume is the uniform of Angel Ma, which we regularly use for punishments.
いらっしゃいませ。エンジェルモートへようこそなのですよ。
Reika-chan put the glasses of water and the wet napkins in front of Rena and me. Rena raised her weird voice, and everybody in the store followed suit. No! Everybody started shouting the phrase. Before I knew it, they were surrounding our table, trying to burn the scene of Rika-chan serving customers into their minds. She's like 11. Calm down. Jesus. Ugh.
リカちゃん、似合うよ。似合ってるよ。みー、チロチロ見られると恥ずかしいのです。
そういえばおなじみのエンジェルモート制服だが。
それはですね、
What?
前原さん、
How did they get in?
僕が説明いたします。
Tomita-kun, our underclassman, pushed his way through the crowd.
ああ、富田くんじゃないか。なんだ、岡村くんも。二人とも当選してたのか。
そんなことはどうでもいいんです、前原さん。それよりもここでフルデさんの衣装について説明しましょう。ご存知の通り、エンジェルモートの制服は成熟した女性の魅力を前面に押し出すことを最大の目的とした衣装です。よって着衣には多少の成熟した年齢相応のプロポーションが必要とされます。その意味においては未発達な体型であるフルデさんとは最も相性の悪い制服と言えるでしょう。
それだけでなく問題となったのはフルデさんの体型に合うサイズを店舗側が用意できなかったことにあります。
It kind of looks like they just slapped like things on a swimsuit, like the swimsuit that they use for like the school. Oh, come on.
そのためフルデさんはエンジェルモートの制服を着るという罰ゲームを実行するためには工夫をせざるを得なかったのです。そこでフルデさんはプール用の水着で衣装を代用したのですが、それによりカミオも予見できなかったであろう水着とエンジェルモート衣装というありえない組み合わせが生まれたのです。
It's kind of embarrassing that I like recognize the swimsuit.
この武装により現在のフルデさんの攻撃力は従来火力をはるかに凌駕。属性付与、状態異常の追加、クリティカル発生率の大幅アップ。しかも上昇中には無敵時間まで与えられるに至ったのです。この素晴らしさがわかりますか？わかりますよね。 まりこれを竜宮さん風に言うとこうです。お持ち帰り。
ダメだよ、ダメダメ。お持ち帰るのはレナなんだよ。でも気持ちはわかるよ。お持ち帰り。
Tomata-kun and Akumuro-kun held Rena's shoulders, and they shouted the phrase in their excitement. The phrase had spread throughout the entire store, and was now out of control. Anyway, Tomata-kun and Akumuro-kun surprised me sometimes. For their age, they're so good at giving passionate speeches. They'll probably make it big in the future.
みーちゃんとさとこちゃんは二人も楽しみ。
At that time, the crowd sent up another roar. I heard Mion telling them to let her through. I don't remember what kind of costume she picked. What? Who are you? Wait, is that the baseball player?
亀田くんかよ。そっか。デザート魔人の君が
That's
デ
right.
ザートフェスタにいない
That's
わ
right.
けないよな。
His fellow pervert.
いや、元気？
元気かどうかなんてどうでもいいっす。それよりあれはどうなってるんすか。
Kamada-kun was in a state of great excitement. Thick veins were displaying on his forehead. The source of that excitement appears through the crowd.
こうなりゃやけだね。毎度どうも。ウルトラレアチーズケーキお待たせしました。
Mion appeared with a cake on a tray. Oh, now I remember what she picked for her costume.
みーちゃんもかいいよ。
It just looks like she kind of forgot to put on half of her uniform.
ああ、もうとんでもない災難だよ。この格好はケイちゃんにやらせるつもりだったのにな。
前原さん、この格好も並々ならぬものがあります。しかも普段の部活では上昇無敗、完璧鉄壁猛満隊の委員長の普段の姿を知れば知るほどに8割深さ 500% だと思います。しかし天下無敵の委員長ですら逃れることがかなわないとは、恐るべきは部活です。
そういうことっすか。ケイ二人で同じ器の巨大パフェを付き合った仲じゃないっすか。それなのに俺に内緒でそんな素敵な部活をしてたなんて納得いかないっす。こんな部活の存在知ってたら野球なんかやらなかったのに。俺の人生のリセットボタンはどこ？
Everyone's just yelling in my ear. Calm down, everybody. Jeez. Oh, and I don't like that in my ear either. That was gross. The crowd roars in excitement.
なんという部活でござるか。
こんな夢のような部活は聞いたことないにゃり。
はあ、みんなダメだよ。部活はひなみ沢に住んでる人しか入れないんだよ。
なんとこれは住民票をひなみ沢に移すっきゃな。
Stop there, Rena. The population of Hinamizawa might double by tomorrow.
しかし素晴らしい罰ゲームっすよ、ケイ。
And they put like a kitty bell on her. It's like she's taken 3 different things and she just slapped them together. She's like cat bell, sailor suit top, and then just like track bottoms.
女性を美しくする衣装は例えるならデザートのデコレーションと同じなんす。ショートケーキだって全て剥いてしまえば単なるスポンジケーキに過ぎないんです。それをクリームで飾り、十重旗への美しい装飾が奏でる素晴らしき魅惑のハーモニーは目で楽しみ、舌で味わい、しかるにこのセーラー服とブルマの組み合わせは素晴らしい。本来ならどちらも日常的な学校衣装であり、それはそれで味わいがあるのですが、それはそれで置いといて、制服と体操服という近いカテゴリーにありながら交わることのなかったこれら衣装、そうデザートに例えるなら まさにいちご大福。誰もが絶対に合わないと思った組み合わせが誰もがの未体験の未知なる味わいを持たせるに至ったのです。
ケイちゃんって K って呼ばれてるの？この暴走特急と仲良かったんだ。
全力で無関係を装わせてください。
Oh, no. Oh, hi. Hi, Eerie. Ugh.
なんだ
Oh, no. Well, it looks like we're gonna get, like, full-on perv Eerie in this chapter. Once again, dude, like, these are people that you coach. I'm just like, no, stop, like, perving on them. A guy tumbled in and landed on his feet elegantly. It was Coach.
許しません。許しませんよ、前原さん。
Coach glared at me in anger. He was breathing hard with a scary expression on his face.
許さないって何が許さないんですか？
あ
れですよ。
I do gotta say, Sadako does look adorable. They all look cute, but I'm just like, oh, Sadako just looks really cute. At the moment of his scream, 3 different metal buckets fell on his head one after another, and a Chinese walk finished the job.
まあこの格好が罰ゲームになった時点で多少は心の準備がありましたのよ。さとこのメイドさんはある意味命に関わりますです。
Yeah, it's weird that he, like, specifically picks, like, Sadako. He seems to target Sadako.
さとこちゃんのメイドさんかわいいよ。お持ち帰り。
それはさせません。お持ち帰るのはこの私、入江京介です。
ダメだよ。ダメダメダメ。レナのお持ち帰りを邪魔するとハウハウハウハウ。
Once Rena goes into KYUTE mode, she becomes merciless. If a rock tried to sabotage her chance to take her favorites home with her, she'd break it into pieces. If it was a river, she'd fill it up with sand. If it was the sea, she'd split it up in half like Moses did and walk through it. What? Coach got up on his feet like a zombie. I couldn't believe he could still get up after being hit by all those super fast attacks.
無駄ですよ。聞きません。ほら、無駄無駄無駄です。入江は何度でもよみがえる。メイドがそこにいれば何度でもよみがえる。それが人類の夢だからだ。ギャングヒビョ。
それでもダメ。レナがお持ち帰り。ハウ。
Eerie was down on the floor, his body twitching. Rena just hit him with a barrage at point-blank range.
しかし圧巻な光景だな。勝ってよかったと同時に負けてたらその一角に俺がいたかもしれないことを思うととても笑えん。
全く悔しいですわね。いくら罰ゲームも部活の務めとはいえこんな格好はあんまりでございましたよ。
チェ、おじさんの格好に比べたらさとこの格好なんてまともな方じゃない。
メイドの格好がまともに見える時点でみんなただれてると思いますです。
ほらほらレナ、いつまでもハウハウしてないで席に座れ。負けた連中にサービスしてもらうのが勝者の特権なんだからよ。
は今日は誰をお持ち帰ろうかな。
そらウェイトレスさん、今日のおすすめは何かな。
こちらのフルーツパフェはいかがでしょうか。
ただいまシュークリームのセットがお安くなってましたよ。お水ならいくらおかわりしても OK なのです。
Rena's nose was bleeding because she got to keep the waitress in cute costumes all to her. Rena's nose was bleeding because she got to keep the waitresses in cute costumes all to herself. I should actually thank her for acting crazy like that, because it made me look calmer than I really am. I was as excited as her, and my nose would bleed too if I wasn't careful. I now understand what a slack-jawed smile means. Hoo hoo hoo.
ねえねえ、リカちゃんウェイトレスさん、あーんやって。あーんですよ。
さとこ、俺にも一つ頼むよ。ああ、ミオンには肩でも揉んでもらおっかな。
あー、もう悔しいですわね。ほら、あんなさいませ。
チェ、肩もみか。おじさんの肩もみは高くつくからね。
Gulp. The audience gasped at the sight. I bet Angel Ma has never had an event as exciting as this one. Every table had 4 people squeezed in together, but only Rena and myself were at this table. And 3 waitresses in cute costumes were exclusively serving us. They were giving us shoulder massages and feeding us desserts too. This had never happened before at Angel Ma, and it never will again.
そうでござったか。この人たちは。では、拙者もお冷やを一つお願いしたいでござるよ。
One of the other customers wanted to get a piece of the wonderful treatment and patted Mion on the shoulder.
あー、悪いけどおじさんウェイトレスじゃないのよ。お冷やはあっちにいる本物のウェイトレスにお願いしてくれる？
なんとウェイトレスさんではないのでござるか。お申しはしてもらえんのでござるか。
別に私たち店員さんじゃございませんもの。あなたたちにサービスする言われなどありませんでしたよ。僕もサトコもミーも勝者の2人の慰み者なのですよ。ミー。
納得できん。
All of a sudden, Kamaeda-kun screamed, starting to blame me.
納得できんって一体何が納得できないんだよ。
K さんばっかりこんな美味しい部活ができてずるすぎるさ。
いや、それは俺たちも相応のリスクを払って得た権利だからな。ずるいと言われても。
僕たちもずるいと思います。
Tomata-kun and Akumuro-kun were standing behind Kamaeda-kun.
大体前原さんが昨日ので優勝できたのは僕たちが委員長を背後からやっつけたからですよ。
前原さんが負けたら罰ゲームがかわいそうだなと思ってわざと負けてあげたんです。僕たちにもちょっとは感謝してほしいです。
なんだか面白い展開になってきたね。どうするケイちゃん。
どうするも何も俺にどうしろと。
よしよし、亀田君に富田、岡村、そこまで言うなら今日の勝者の権利をかけてケイちゃんとレナに勝負を挑んでみたら。
Oh boy, so we're gonna have another sort of club activity? It's like, because we didn't get to have one last chapter, it's like 2 for 1 here.
みーちゃん、それってどういう意味かな。この
部活メンバーの他の精鋭たちを圧倒的大差で破ったお二人だもんね。こんなメンバーですらない連中なんか束でかかってきても負ける気しないでしょ。
Kamina-kun clapped his hands with glee. Tomata-kun and Akumuro-kun nodded in agreement. They looked fired up already. Damn it, I have to fight against them here?
そういえばケイチさんとレナさんの勝負は預かり勝負でございましたものね。少し外野が混じるとはいえここで優勝決勝戦をされるのも面白いですものね。もちろんここで負ければ僕たちと一緒に罰ゲームに加わってもらうことになるのです。
Oh my gosh, please let them lose and please let me be able to have a CG of Keiichi in something.
くそー、なんかうまいことやられてる気分だが。レナはどうする？
レナは負けないよ。だってみんなレナがお持ち帰りするもん。ケイイチくんはどんな罰ゲーム服かな。 持ち帰り。
But yeah, so if the other guys, if they lose, then they're gonna have to wear the outfits too. So that should be interesting to see. She sure is motivated. I could see Kamada-kun was ready to fight for the ticket to paradise at Angel Mall. My two underclassmen were also eager to have a chance to fight against the members of the club for the first time.
その勝負、この入江京介も混ぜていただきますよと。
I'm assuming we probably won't be able to get to see them in the uniforms because they're not technically part of the club. It's only club members who have to participate in the punishment, but I'm hoping I'm wrong on that. That would just be hilarious to see all of them in uniform, including Eri as well.
うんうん。よっしゃ、このメンツで決定しよう。ケイちゃんもレナも依存はないね。
チェ、依存も何も勝手に話をまとめやがって。
まあまあ、面白くなった方がいいでしょ。
富田さんも岡村さんもやめておくなら今のうちでしたよ。分かってると思いますけど、負けたら大変なことになりますね。
So they do have to do it.
それは覚悟のうちです。
僕たちも男なんです。いつかは戦いたかったんです。
They've seen the many horrifying punishments we had to suffer, and they still had the courage to join in. I had to admit, they have potential. Kamada, I always feel like I'm saying his name wrong. Kamada, the evil lord of Angel Mall, sneered at the two.
まさか K さんと再び戦えるとは思わなかったっすよ。今回は正々堂々正面からぶつからせていただきますよ。
よりによってエンジェルモードで亀田君と戦うことになるとはな。ある意味野球で戦うより手強い気がするぜ。
Coach Erie, the Count of Maids, laughed like he was afraid of nothing.
ここは大人の本気というものを見せてあげましょう。そして今日ここに入江京介のためだけのハーレムを実現させるのです。
みんな勝たせてあげないよ。はう。
よし、俺も覚悟を決めたぜ。いつまでもぼやいていても仕方ねえや。見よ、勝負は何でやる。
そう来なくっちゃね。みんな道を開けて。ウェイトレスの皆さん運んじゃってください。
Oh, is it an eating competition? In the kitchen, the real waitresses are standing by with many desserts on trays. It looks like the game is going to be either speed eating or a competitive eating contest.
店長、本当にいいんですか？
ああ、いいから運んじゃって。面白いことは何でも大歓迎だよ。せっかくのイベントでだしね、盛り上がらないと。
The waitresses checked with their manager and started bringing in the desserts. The two of my underclassmen, Kamada-kun, Coach Rena, and I sat at a table together. A horrific amount of desserts was brought before us. I wanted to enjoy watching the cute waitresses placing desserts on the table, but right now I was in a fighting mood. I had no time for that. The audience surrounding our table seems to have grown excited too. I bet it didn't even cross their minds that they would see a serious battle at Angel Mall today. But they didn't care, as long as it's fun to watch.
さーて、制限時間内にどれだけのデザートが食べられるかの勝負だよ。あらかじめ各メニューごとに重さは出してあるからね。食べ終わった後に食べた総重量で勝負をつけよう。
I'm waiting for Rena to just go ham on this thing and just be able to pack everything away. We don't expect it from her because she is very invested in this. When the words competitive eating came up, Kamada-kun smiled evilly. Damn it, Kamada-kun had the advantage.
委員長、僕たちはコンビですので、2人で1人の扱いにしてください。
ああ、いいよ。いつもコンビだからね。特別に許可しよう。
Damn it, having 2 stomachs for a competitive eating contest was an absolute advantage, too, and they're probably gonna say Erie's an adult, so he can just eat more.
レナはどうだ？やっぱり女の子には胃袋勝負はきついんじゃないか？
Oh, don't underestimate her. I feel like she's just gonna destroy everybody.
そんなことないよ。かいいみんなをお持ち帰りできるならテーブルごとだって飲み込んじゃうよ。
I underestimated her. Rena can overcome physical impossibilities once she goes into KYUTE mode. She might even be able to eat food that's heavier than herself.
監督はどうですか？大食いは。
前原さん、そこにメイドがいて、それを手に入れるための条件が大食いなら。
Once again, this maid that he wants to get is like 11. This, come on, Erie. I was on your side for a while. I keep going back and forth between I like him and then I'm just like, oh, he's just too creepy for me.
私に不可能の文字はありません。
I could see a black aura surrounding him, which I found very intimidating. The glint from the eyes that shone from behind his lenses was sharp enough to pierce an iron board. Damn it, he was in maid mode, which is equally as strong as Rena's KYUTE mode. Shit, I was the only one without any advantages. Yeah, I was like, Keiichi can't really talk his way out of this kind of competition. Like, he's used to being able to use his words to kind of get the advantage, but it's not really gonna work here.
Ready, go!
I wasn't ready emotionally, but Mion started the game without hesitation. Damn it, there was no turning back. I had to do this. There were many kinds of desserts before us. Some were easy to eat, and some were not. So I had to get the dessert that's the easiest to eat before anybody got it. What about the yogurt parfait? Ora! But of course, everybody seemed to be thinking the same thing. Everybody reached out for the same dessert as fast as they could. A white light flashed in front of our eyes, and the parfait disappeared. My hands clashed with the others in midair.
みんな遅いよ。レナがお持ち帰っちゃった。はう。
Rena took the parfait. She was literally as fast as lightning. Damn it, I knew it. There was no way I can beat Rena in the opening move. Rena took the parfait like a frog catching a fly with its tongue and swallowed it in a single gulp. She did all that in seconds. She's usually gentle and calm, but she's a totally different person right now. Really, it's terrifying. I see. I now understand why people say women always have room for dessert. But in the special environment of Angel Maw, Kamada-kun wasn't far behind Rena. He grabbed a fruit parfait and swallowed it as drinking beer from a mug. It looked very dynamic.
無駄ですよ、Kさん。エンジェルモードでの戦いで俺に勝てる可能性は 1% もないっす。まだまだ行くっすよ。
Tomita-kun and Akumura-kun looked at the extraordinary techniques Rena and Kamada-kun are displaying, but they seemed to be very calm. They knew their advantage. As long as they kept a steady pace, they could eat more and eat faster than anybody else because there were 2 of them. Rena and Kamada-kun were eating very fast, but they might slow down in the middle, so this was going to be an unpredictable race. Son of a bitch, I won't lose this game. I shoved my dessert into my mouth and kept eating, I just kept eating. Ow, ow, ow. Damn it, my mouth got extremely cold when I swallowed a bit of ice cream. How could the others do this so easily? There's an idea. I should melt it first. I could use some kind of heat to melt it first and then drink it down. Plus, it would also be easier for my stomach to take when it's not so cold. But how should I melt it? It would take too long to use body heat, and I didn't have any other source of heat with me.
すみません、ウェイトレスさん。注文をいいホットコーヒーをお願いします。できれば器は鍋だと助かります。
監督。
甘いですよ、前原さん。熱で溶かすなんて私だって思いついていました。
No, damn it. He was one step ahead of me. I could order hot coffee too, but I'd still be one step behind him. I'd have to come up with something to melt my ice cream faster than hot coffee. Ugh, just the idea of drinking like warm ice cream. Ugh.
考えるんだ。考えろ。
Keiichi-kun held his head, screamed that line, and bent his neck backwards. Oh, am I in Rena's point of view? When he gets like this, he always speaks everything that's on his mind. It's very fun to listen to. Yep, it's gotta be Rena right now. But I had to concentrate. I needed to win this game. I like that the text is a different color, too. I was going to keep eating as much as I can and take all the adorable girls home with me. Ha ha ha. I was having so much fun. I was so thrilled that I felt like my heart was about to burst. Oh, I'm just so happy we get to learn more about Rena, and then knowing that we're going to be seeing things from her point of view and things get darker. It's going to be interesting to go into her head and see what she's thinking. I might have been acting totally uncute, but I didn't care, exactly because I was having so much fun. Mi-chan always comes up with such extraordinary games. Sadako-chan loves to play pranks. Rika-chan is very sneaky, but it's impossible to hate her. And Keiichi-kun is always so funny. I enjoy every day. I wish I could express how much I really do enjoy them better than by saying how happy I am. Sometimes I even feel anxious because I enjoy every day so much. There's as much misfortune and pain as there is happiness and pleasure in this world. And I know very well that they all come to you regardless of how hard you try. You'll have happy days regardless of how hard you try. You'll have unhappy days regardless of how hard you try. But that doesn't mean that you don't need to try hard. I can try to make my happy days even happier and last longer. In the same way, I can try to make my unhappy days happier and end faster. I struggle very hard to achieve that. That's why I'm going to enjoy the happy days I have now as much as I can. She's like, because I'm in Higurashi and they're going to come to an end eventually, so I might as well enjoy them while I have them. I must not take them for granted because they won't last forever. They won't. One day, all of a sudden, these happy days will come to an end. I know it. And there's Rena's, like, weird perception she has. That's why I was trying to enjoy the happiness I received today so I wouldn't regret it. Even if the world ended tomorrow. She says that a lot, doesn't she? She says that to Keiichi in multiple times throughout the chapters about, you know, it's like enjoy the days while you have them because they could end tomorrow. It's funny, I talked in my, what was it? My, like, prediction thing about how I felt like Rika was kind of, she had this sixth sense and she had these premonitions about these things that were going to happen, but it almost feels like Rena has them. I noticed my hand stop moving while I was thinking about these things. When spending time with my friends, I feel so happy that my heart might burst. I even love doing the punishments. They're fun for me. I have friends. I have a place where I fit in. I have time in which to be myself. I have a me that I love. I love everybody. I love Mi-chan, Sadako-chan, Rika-chan, and Keiichi-kun. I love everybody in my class, and everybody in Okonomiya.
レナの手が止まったね。さすがにあのペースじゃ長続きしないかな。
チャンスだよ岡村。今こそ竜宮山を抜かすんだ。
無駄無駄無駄。エンジェルボートでこの俺に勝とうという時点で蜂蜜杏仁豆腐より甘いぜ。
レナさんしっかりしてくださいまし。監督を勝たせたら承知しませんですことよ。
私は負けませんよ。飲めと言われれば太平洋だって飲み干してみせましょう。
どうしたレナ。見てろ、ここからいよいよケイイチ様の逆転劇の始まりだぜ。なあみんな。
レナ、どうしましたですか？
I had left the table.
ごめん、ちょっとお手洗い行ってくるね。
Uh-oh, what's going on here? I was just so happy. I didn't care who won or lost the match. Of course, it's more fun when I go crazy to try and win. But I could never be happier than this. If I could seal this happiness in a piece of crystal, I'd carry it around with me in my pocket. I'd use it as heat to ward off the cold of hard days that are certain to come to me. I know they will. You're not truly happy when you feel happiness. When you're bored with happy days and don't even realize you're happy, that's when you've achieved true happiness. You only truly feel happiness when you're in a freezing cold environment. That's the only time your heart can feel the warmth of even a small happiness. On my way to the bathroom, I saw a waitress and a customer arguing at the register. The customer was a woman. The waitress was trying to explain the lady needed a ticket to get a seat because the restaurant was holding an event today. But the lady, saying she didn't know, was still trying to get a seat. After a while, the store manager was called and started apologizing to the lady. Oh, what?
チケットないなら入れないって表の見えるところにちゃんと張り紙しといてよ。
New person.
たく客を何だと思ってんの？
The lady's eyes met mine. I guessed who it might be when I heard the voice, so I was prepared.
あら、レイナちゃんじゃない？こんなとこで会うなんて奇遇よね。
あ、どうもこんにちは。こんなとこで会うなんて本当に奇遇ですよね。
I held out my hand for a high five. She gave me one.
聞いてよレイナちゃん。ひどいのよ。今日はチケットがないと入れないとか言うのよ。
そうみたいですね。
まあ仕方ないわね。ねえ、お店には入れなくてもお土産にケーキくらいは売ってくれるんでしょ？
ええ、それは問題ございません。さあさあ、どうぞこちらからどれでもお選びください。
The store manager gave her a fake smile and led her to their showcase.
私はあの人はショートケーキみたいな地味なのが好きだったっけ？ねえレイナちゃん、あなたはどれがいい？
私ですか？いいのいいの？
本当にこういうのに目がないわね。どれでも好きなの選んでいいわよ。
じゃあ私もショートケーキでいいです。
あら、他にもこんなに可愛らしいケーキがたくさんあるのに。
なんだかとっても迷っちゃうけど、こういう時はショートケーキが一番美味しそうに見えるんです。
そう。じゃあショートケーキを2つとプチトリアノンを1つ。お持ち帰りでね。
Don't tell me that's Rena's mom. She imitated the smile I usually made. I replied with the same big smile. It can't be. Then I smelled the strong scent of her perfume and it made me sneeze.
あら、風邪？
Rena-san's perfume and I never seemed to get along. Interesting. The only reason I thought it was like her mom for a split second was because she did the same how, when I thought maybe that's where Rika got it from. I'm like, no, that girl is like... I don't blame Keiichi for wanting to get with her mom if that's what her mom looks like. I'm just saying. Rena, height 168 centimeters, B89, W60, H87. Hobbies. I'm interested in indoor gardening. I want to make tea with the herbs I grow. I always enjoy your funny and interesting stories. We should go out somewhere next time in private. Gentleman's Club, Blue Mermaid. Private manager, Rena. Oh, okay. What?
少なくとも3日くらいの間は甘いものを見たくないぜ。
ケイチくん頑張りすぎだったもんね。
Rena ate a massive amount of desserts too, but her stomach seemed to be just fine.
女の子には胃袋が4つくらいあるんじゃねえか？デザート用に確実に1つは余計にあるに違いない。
まあ、レディーになんたる暴言ですの。そんなこと言うケイチさんにはこうでございますことよ。
Bam. Ow! Sadako had poked me very hard in my bloated stomach.
やめてお腹は押さないで中身がはみ出る
Sadako and Rika-chan grinned mischievously upon hearing that. A chill ran up my spine. Why were they smiling like that and walking towards me so gleefully?
やめろお前ら血とか涙とかはねえのかよ
と見逃す私と思いまして。みー、ケイチの膨らんだポンポンが大変なのですよ。ケイチくんのぽよんぽよんのポンポンかいいよ。
やめろお前ら
Rena joined Sadako and Rika-chan in torturing me. We were still making a lot of noise outside the restaurant. I desperately blocked my stomach from their attacks, but someone else hit me from behind.
誰だ
Oh, Shion!
ケイちゃんとその愉快な仲間の皆さん、こんにち
It's
はです。
weird to see her after the last, everything that happened in the last chapter, knowing what she's capable of.
お、しーちゃんだ。こんにちは。あれれ、今日はお店にいなかったよね。
私、今日は夜のシフトなんです。さっき来て着替えたばかりですよ。
それはそうと、お前よくその格好で店の外に出られるな。
大したことないですよ。あられもない姿で村中を練り歩いた誰かさんよりは恥ずかしくないです。
Gah. Damn it, I was just getting over it. She had reminded me that I'll never be able to get married.
それはそうと、今日は皆さんだいぶ大暴れしたらしいですね。
まあね、いつもの部活になっちゃった以上ね。
店内とんでもないことになってましたからね。お姉も責任を感じたようで、みんなに混じって掃除をやってます。
やっぱり私たちも掃除に加わった方が良かったんじゃありませんの？
ああ、それはお気遣い無用です。さすがにお客様に掃除はさせられませんから。
そもそも一番散らかしたのはミー本人だと思いますです。
Yeah, that's right. Everybody nodded in agreement.
それでお姉から伝言です。皆さんは先に帰っててくれていいそうです。
いいよ、待ってるよ。ねえみんな。
Rena asked for our agreement. Of course, we decided to wait without hesitation. Sadako, Rika-chan, and I all nodded along.
手伝えないならせめて終わるのを待ってるよ。帰っていいからって言って先に帰るとあいつ寂しがると思うからな。
ほー、ケイちゃんも日進月歩、少しは成長するんですね。
まあね、レナたちがちゃんと教育してるからね。ねえ。ですわよ、ニパー。
なんだよ、こういう時だけ女どもは結束しやがって。
I hate girls. They get along so easily just because they're girls. In the end, we ended up making a lot more noise, even dragging Shion into the mess this time.
シオン、あんたいつまでサボってんの？雑巾どこやったの？ありゃいけね。じゃあ私はもう戻りますね。
みーちゃん、お掃除まだまだかかりそう？
え、何みんな。おじさんを待っててくれてるわけ？余計な気使わなくていいって。まったくもう。
Mion looked happy to see us waiting for her, but she always says the opposite of what she thinks. I wonder when she'll grow up to be able to just honestly say thank you.
バカ、仲間だろ。終わるまで待っててやるよ。
レナたちも一緒にお手伝いできればいいのにね。ごめんね。
だからいいって。今日ね、シオンの仕事終わるの待ってから久しぶりに沖宮の家に帰ることにしたの。だから本当に大丈夫。気持ちだけでも感謝するよ。
あら、本当にいいんですの？なんだか悪いですわね。なんか悪い気がするかな。
人は大勢いるから大丈夫だよ。風が冷たくなる前にみんなひなみ沢に戻りな。
わかりましたのです。みー、お掃除、ファイト、おーです。
お、ありがとね。 じゃあケイちゃん、お嬢様方のエスコートをよろしく。途中で死角に襲われないようにしっかり護衛するんだよ。
Looking around, I didn't see any ladies who needed an escort. I felt more like I was the one who needed protection. Anyway, we said our goodbyes, making it easy for us to end the day and go home.
じゃあねみーちゃん、また明日ね。
おう、また明日ね。
よっしゃ行こうか。
We waved at Mion until she went back inside the restaurant, and after that, we all got on our bicycles and left Okonomiya. Oh god, I can imagine having to bike all the way home after eating all that food. Blech. They never said who won, though. I would like a recap of what happened in there. On the way home, we talked about how exciting it had been today, and it looked like everyone was still fired up. We had the horrifying punishment and the competitive eating contest, which turned into an unprecedented battle involving all the customers in the restaurant. And after that, everything got crazy and messy. At first, the waitresses didn't know what to do, but after a while, they ended up joining in. We had a blast.
でしたのよね。その時の富田さんと岡村さんたらもうおかしくてたまりませんでしたわ。結局亀田も入江もかわいそうだったのです。
いやいや、しかし俺の演説もなかなかだったろ。あの時は店全体が俺の味方だったよな。
圭一は生まれる時代と国が違ったらひょっとするととんでもない人になってたかもなのです。こんな口先男がですの？どこの国に生まれてもろくな人間にはならないと思いますでございますわね。あと100年も早く生まれていたらお札になっていたかもですよ。圭一さんのお札なんてなんだか貧しいですわね。きっと200円札とか300円札とかそのぐらいの数でしたよ。
Sadako and Rika-chan kept up their continuous chatter. I was a bit tired after the day's events, so I just listened quietly. I noticed the wind was getting colder. Our shadows were getting longer as well. Sadako and Rika-chan still had a lot of energy left, but what about Rena? She'd been very quiet. Maybe she also had a stomachache from eating too much. I looked to Rena to see. However, I was wrong. Rena was... I didn't know how to describe it. She looked very satisfied. She looked like she really did have that much fun. She looked like she was as happy as she could ever be. I could tell all that without her saying a word. When I looked at her, it made me realize that the word fun wasn't enough to describe what we did today.
今日一日本当に楽しかったな。
圭一君は？
俺も最高に楽しかったよ。今日みたいなことが明日や明後日もあればいいのになってくらいにさ。
それはレナも同じかな。今日のお店の中での時間だけが永遠だったらいいなって思った。
おお、詩的なことを言うな。
圭一君は思わなかった？
Rena didn't notice that I made fun of her. I might have been a little tactless. Suddenly, I regretted having said it.
いや、俺も同感だよ。
でもね、圭一君、別に今日だけが最高に幸せってわけじゃないんだよ。
A cool wind blew through her hair. She smiled at me. For some reason, she looked very mature. Her appearance made my heart skip a beat.
私たちのひなみ沢での日々はどの一日だってかけがえのない大切で素敵な幸せな一日なんだよ。たとえ部活がお流れになっちゃって退屈な一日だったとしてもね。
レナは大人な考え方ができるんだな。
そんなことないよ。本当はまだまだはしゃぎ足りない。興奮がまだ冷めないだけなのかもね。
Rena laughed, and that made me laugh too. Sadako thought we were laughing because we said bad things about her, and she started bugging me about it. Once again, we made a lot of noise like we always do.
では、僕とさとこはここでお別れなのです。リカ、もう少しご一緒してタバコ屋さんで曲がってもいいではありませんの？ 豆電球が切れたのを忘れましたですか？豆電球がないと寝るときに真っ暗になってしまいますですよ。それは困りますわね。あ、牧野さんの雑貨屋さんならここでお別れだね。これ以上行っちゃうとどんどん遠回りになっちゃうからね。
Makino-san's general store? Oh right, that's where it is. They wanted to make a stop at the store before going back to the shrine. Turning here would be the quickest way.
そっか。じゃあな、リカちゃんにさとこ。また明日な。
また明日なのです。それではですわ、ケイチさんにレナさん。じゃあね、二人とも。バイバイ。
Rika-chan and Sadako waved at us many times, then took the narrow path through the field. Once the noisy girls were gone, it went especially quiet all of a sudden. It even made me feel as if the sun had set in an instant. I could see my house by now, which everyone calls the Maibara Mansion. I didn't notice it earlier because of how fired up we all were, but my stomach was about to burst. The growling in my gut felt like thunder. My body must have been paying the price for me acting like an idiot earlier. There was no way I was eating dinner that night. I need to tell my mom before she started cooking. But before anything, I had to get to the bathroom. Ugh, my stomach was churning. Oh boy, it really didn't sound good. We got to the place where I'd always meet Rena in the morning and say goodbye in the evening.
今日はすっげえ楽しかったな。
すっごい楽しかった。あれ、ケイチくん具合悪いの？
すまん、お腹を壊したかもしれない。おとなしく休むことにするよ。
ケイチくんもまだまだお腹の鍛え方が足りないかな？
レナだって俺と同じくらい食べてるはずなんだぞ。一体その細っこい体のどこにあれが収まるってんだ？
それはその女の子の秘密ってことで。
Rena giggled and tried to avoid giving me an answer. Oh, don't tell me that's why she went to the bathroom. Did she make herself get sick? She'd probably hit me if I pressed her about it. She punched me in the stomach. I'd throw up for sure. So I decided not to go any further.
じゃあな、レナ。また明日な。
また明日ね。
俺さ、前は都会に住んでたわけだけどさ。こんなにも一日一日を楽しいと思って過ごしたことはなかった。俺、ひなみ沢に引っ越してきてさ、きっと幸せなんだって思う。
レナも同じだよ。ほら、私も1年前にひなみ沢に引っ越してきたわけだけど、こんなに楽しい幸せな日々を送れるのが信じられないもの。
そっか、なら明日も絶対に楽しいな。
そうだよ。昨日も今日も楽しかったんだもん。きっと明日だって楽しいよ。
こんなにも毎日が楽しいと、なんだかある日突然転びそうで怖いよな。
Well, isn't that a premonition for every chapter?
転ぶときはどんなに注意してても転ぶよ。だからいつ転んでもいいように思いっきり今を楽しむのが正解だと思う。
そうだな、今を精一杯楽しむのが正解だな。
じゃあね、ケイチくん、おばさまとおじさまにもよろしくね。さて、レナはまだまだ遊び足りないから、また宝の山に宝探しに行こうかな。
まだ遊び足りないってのか？つくづくタフなやつだな。負けたぜ。
どう？よかったらケイチくんも一緒に来ない？新しい山があってね、まだ全然発掘してないの。何かとっても可愛いのが見つかるかも。
悪いけど俺はパスするよ。それになんだか雲が重たくなってきたみたいだしな。レナも今日はおとなしく帰宅した方がいいんじゃないか？
こういう素敵な気分の日にはね、きっと可愛いのが見つかるんだよ。だからちょっとでも行ってみるね。
I felt sick enough that I didn't feel like going with her. If I felt better, I would have gone treasure hunting with her for sure. She didn't want to go home yet because she didn't want the fun day to end. It's exactly how I felt too.
わかったよ。じゃあな、可愛いのがあったらぜひ見せてくれよな。
じゃあね。バイバイ。
Keiichi-kun waved over and over as if he didn't want to say goodbye yet. But after a while, he was gone. Well, I had to go too because I was going to go treasure hunting. I love cute things. I had such a wonderful day today, and I'm sure I'm going to get lucky at treasure hunting. I definitely will find some wonderful treasures. I pedaled my bicycle with determination. My house was nearby, but I took another street that led to the dam construction site. It might have been okay to go home just then, but I hesitated to go since I didn't want to be seen. I had so much fun today, and I wanted to continue feeling happy as long as I could. It was already getting late, but I felt like it was getting dark faster than usual. Just like Keiichi-kun said, the clouds in the sky were growing darker. It might start raining hard.
でも別に、だからって家に帰れるわけじゃないんだし。
Stop it, Rena. You had so much fun today. You have to stay happy as long as you can. There's something going on with Rena at home, isn't there? A reason why she doesn't want to go home just yet. Why she seems to want to just stay out as long as possible. And then there was that weird thing with the tip about the gentleman's club, and she had some sort of interaction with the manager there. I need to find out what's going on with that. I'm happy. I enjoy every day. Oh boy, this sounds like she's just trying to force herself. Rena, say it. Say the magical words. Oh boy. Oh, Rena, what's going on with you, girl? Don't be embarrassed. You're not dumb or anything. I might be able to enjoy every day even more if I were dumb. If so, dumb is what I'd want to be.
かわいいのあるかなお持ち帰り。
There, I said it. I'm sure I can find something cute. As long as I believe it's cute, anything can be that way. I should fill my heart with happy memories of today and yesterday. I should look forward to the happiness I'm going to receive tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow too. Yeah, there's definitely something dark with Rena lingering. You know, that whole thing with her breakdown when she moved from Hinamizawa and her insistence on like how happy things can be taken away from you, so you have to enjoy them while you have them. I reached the dam construction site. A mountain of trash loomed before me. I parked my bicycle and walked down the mountain of trash and scrap. This place is my castle. It would be incredible if anyone else came to this mountain of trash. I've come here many times, and I usually stay for a long while, but I've never seen anybody walk by. This place is the village's blind spot. I heard that many people came here all the time during the dam wars, but it was abandoned after that. The villagers no longer need to come here, and some people even forget about it entirely. It seems like they dump trash here at midnight, but I've never seen a truck actually dumping trash, at least. If they dumped new trash more often, it'd give me more time to kill. But it looks like it's not going to happen for a while. I walked down the slope of the trash pile, all the way down to the bottom, and headed behind another pile. Nobody ever comes here. I've come here many times, and I usually stay for a long while, but nobody has ever come to mess up this place. Not even the other kids from my school come here. They all believe that the arm of the manager of the construction site is buried somewhere in the trash piles, and they also believe the whole place is haunted. They told me a ghost with one arm still wanders around here, looking for his missing limb. Sadly, I haven't seen the ghost either. I'm not scared. In fact, I'd rather like to meet him. I wouldn't mind helping him find his arm. If he's feeling lonely, I'd want him to be my conversation partner. There's a station wagon buried in the trash pile. It doesn't have tires, but other than that, it still looks like a station wagon. The station wagon is my secret hideout. Unfortunately, the sliding door and rear doors don't open. So whenever I want to get in, I have to enter the car from the passenger seat and crawl into the back from there. Of course, I take off my shoes at the passenger seat. When you look at it from the outside, it's just a dirty abandoned car. But on the inside, it's nice and clean because I had swept it out and decorated a little. Yeah, there is definitely, there's some dark shit happening at her house that she feels the need to stay here rather than go home. That took me a long time. The back seats are lying flat because I wanted to have as much space as possible. I found a mattress in the trash pile and put it into that space instead. It was a bit dirty, so I brought a bedsheet from home and covered the mattress with it. I put my favorite cushions on top, and with that, it turned into a perfect bed. I put cushions and stuffed animals everywhere. That's not all. Look at this. I have a bunch of sweets here, too. I have a bag of fruit candy in 4 different colors, and some cookies, but they're going bad. I'll have to throw them away. My bear-shaped water bottle was empty. When I come here to spend some time on Sundays, I usually bring this water bottle with some sweetened tea in it. I have a box of tissues, a flashlight, extra batteries, and other daily necessities in here. I also have a few books to read in order to kill some time while I'm at it. And I have this. What do you think this is? Look, ta-da! My hideout is suddenly lit up thanks to the table lamp. There's an electric outlet on the side of an old nearby construction office. I thought they had cut the power years ago, but to my surprise, I was wrong. Electricity is still being supplied to the outlet. When I found tons of extension cords, I came up with the idea to connect them all and make the electricity come all the way to my hideout. Now I can spend time here comfortably with some sweets, books, and lights. If I wanted to, I might be able to spend a night here. But I may catch a cold since it gets very cold at night. Haha. See? This is a very nice hideout, isn't it? At first, I thought somebody would find it and mess with it. But that hasn't happened so far. That's because nobody comes here, and everybody forgets about this place. That's how this place became my perfect secret hideout. Fortunately, I ate so much today that I'm still full. I can tell them I was playing with my friend at her house and ate dinner there. I'm going to stay here for a while and relax. And I'm going to treat myself. I loved the water gun battle yesterday. My heart had been pounding when I fought one-on-one with Keiichi-kun. I also had great fun at Angel Mall today. I'd never experienced such a crazy game with so many people in my life. I was still feeling the after effects, and I was sure I'd have a dream about it tonight. That was why I wanted to bask in these happy feelings. That was why I'm going to treat myself in here. I should take off my shoes and stretch my toes. I should cherish the time when I can be myself. Once I took off my shoes, I felt so relaxed I didn't want to put them on again. I played all day today, and I was very tired. The treasure hunt could wait. As it got darker, the light of the table lamp became encouraging. It really was getting dark faster than usual. All of a sudden, I heard the sound of raindrops hitting the roof of the car. Pitter-patter, pitter-patter, pitter-patter. The interval between drops got shorter and shorter. When it became a continuous sound, I began to hear thunder. Even though it was raining heavily, it remained very quiet inside the car, making me feel like I was in a different world. It's my castle, after all. I felt a bit cold, so I unfolded my big blanket and hid under it. I'm here alone under the warm blanket that has my scent. I gotta say, other than being in a trash pile, this sounds very relaxing. Being in a car in a rainstorm is so nice. Even though nobody knew where I was at the moment, and I feel like I was left alone in the heavy rain, I still feel secure and free from anxiety for some reason. I felt like this heavy rain was keeping my enemies away from my castle. I liked it that way. This place is full of small happiness. It's full of my favorite things. That's why I'm happy whenever I'm here. When I put another blanket over me, I feel as warm as if I were in bed. I listened to the soothing sounds of raindrops hitting the scrap iron in the trash heaps, and it made me feel sleepy. This is a castle of trash. This trash came here because nobody wanted it. This is where it lives. This is a country where unwanted refuse lives together. I felt like I fit in here, but at the same time, I knew it was just a temporary place for me, as there's somewhere I had to go back to. No, I shouldn't think about things like that. Whenever I realize I don't belong here, I remember I'm in the middle of a very dirty pile of trash. I should just doze for a little bit longer. Thinking is poisonous. I wanted to keep myself out of that poison so that the kind Rena within me could stay pure. A little bit longer. Just a little bit longer, and I closed my eyes. Okay, yeah, there is definitely some darkness there. I mean, we knew it. the kind of hints of Rena's past, but I can't wait to get into that more. My mother was a very busy woman. The harder she worked, the more her work was valued, and she kept getting promoted. She sought to go higher and higher. She was always shining. She was my hero. Okay, so she does have a good relationship with her mom. Maybe there's some neglect there, but she doesn't seem to have any sort of bad relationship with her. My mother started her career as a fashion designer at a small clothing factory in Okinawa. My father was a designer too. They met through their jobs and soon got married. They lived in a small apartment in Okinawa, but they moved to my grandma's house, our current house in Hinamizawa, when she got pregnant with me. We lived there until right before I went to elementary school. Now that I think about it, that was the happiest time of my life. I felt happy every day and believed without a doubt that tomorrow would be the same. I was so happy that I took it for granted and didn't even feel the happiness. I really did feel happy every day. I was small at that time and didn't really understand what was going on, but it seemed like the company my parents were working for were having financial difficulties. So my mother and a few other young designers started talking about leaving the company and going independent. After many things happened and the situation grew complicated, they got an offer to work at a big design firm in Ibaraki, and they took the offer. At the time, I heard my mother saying many difficult words like limited partnership and business alliance. But in short, what she wanted to do was move to Ibaraki. Oh, Ibaraki? Ibaraki, I think that's how you pronounce it. My mother and her peers were hired because their talent and experience made them immediate assets at their new company. However, my father wasn't one of them. Unfortunately, my father wasn't as talented as my mother was. So moving to Ibaraki meant that my father had to give up being a fashion designer. My mother's new company had high expectations of her talent and promised her a responsible project. She didn't want to waste her growing talent and passion by living in a rural town like Hinamizawa. So my mother convinced my father to quit his job and move to Ibaraki to support her and to help her build her career. Back then, moving meant I had to say goodbye to my close friends. I didn't want to move, and I kept crying about it. After we moved to Ibaraki, my mother was a big success. Not only did she have great leadership skills, she was full of energy, and I believe she made the best use of her talents to succeed. She came home late every night and barely had any days off. When she had a big project, she often stayed entire nights at her office. But when she came home, she always looked fulfilled and wore a happy smile that she had never worn when she was in Hinamizawa. She was shining, and I remember I always wanted to shine like her when I grew up. Oh, I'm wondering, obviously it seems like there might be some animosity that might grow between the father and mother, because he kind of had to give up his job to support the mother, but I'm wondering if after Rena had that outburst at her school and they had to move back to Hinamizawa, I wonder if the mother had some sort of maybe some deep-seated resentment to Rena that she had to give up her dream to move back to Hinamizawa for Rena's mental well-being. On the other hand, my father wasn't doing so well. He couldn't find a job as a fashion designer, so he took a clerical job at a small company, but he kept changing positions. He couldn't use the experience he'd cultivated, and it was very hard for him. But he was very understanding. He started to take care of things around the house for my mother, who got busier and busier, having one project after another. He cleaned the house, did the laundry, and came to my school events. However, he couldn't cook. He did cook rice, but he always bought side dishes from a grocery store. We ate dinner without my mother more and more often. I guess she's busy again. Every time I said that, he always told me, "Your mother is working very hard. So let's support her, Rena." That was what he always told me. I decided to help my father with the cooking. I thought it was a good idea to learn how to cook, since he wasn't good at it. Whenever my mother cooked, I helped her and tried to learn how to cook from her. She apologized for not having enough time to cook for us, but she was happy I was learning. I think I wrote in my school yearbook I wanted to be a clothing designer in the future, just like my mother. But apparently I lacked my mother's exceptional sense of style. She used to tell me, taste is something you're born with, not something you cultivate. I remember I was discouraged to be a designer because of that. That was why I decided to reach her by getting better at things she wasn't so good at, instead of trying to be just like her. I wanted to be good not only at cooking, but also at doing things around the house, such as cleaning, doing the laundry, and grocery shopping. I remember my father was really happy I did all that for him, because he wasn't good at it at all. He couldn't find a job and spent a lot of time at home, so he seemed to enjoy spending time doing the housework with his daughter more than anything. I started to become better and better at filling in for my mother, and she started to get too busy to do any of the housework at all. She moved on to a more responsible position at her job. She took me out to many places, as if to compensate for leaving me alone all the time. She used to say, "Let's go eat something delicious without telling your father," and took me to a restaurant. She took me to high-class restaurants and amusement parks. Sometimes it was only me and my mother. Sometimes it was with her friends from work. She took me to a beach barbecue one summer with those friends. I was introduced as her daughter, and every one of them pampered me. I still remember there was this one guy who particularly doted on me. He was a good-looking young man. I called him Uncle once, and he got mad at me, who was nicely tanned with dyed brown hair. This young man often came with us when we went out. When my mother took me somewhere, she usually made several phone calls for her work during the day. Sometimes she took me out to a place where she could also do her work at the same time. So I didn't feel awkward when people from her work came with us. But I always preferred to be alone with her, so I was happier when we could do that. One day, she took me to a very high-end part of town. Of course, she always spoiled me whenever we went out. She bought me things and let me eat whatever I wanted. But she especially spoiled me on that day. She took me to many expensive-looking boutiques and accessory stores. She was about to buy me something, but I told her not to get it because it didn't look good on me. Without hesitation, she bought it anyway. I remember there were many zeros on the price tag. On that day, I realized my mother's design work had made her a very successful woman, and she was earning a lot of money. I'm just thinking, I'm like, the poor dad. It's like, can he not come out to some of these things, go out as a family? I feel like he's been kind of left behind. We took a break at a ridiculously expensive-looking restaurant that probably charged 1,000 yen for a glass of orange juice. My mother clapped her hands and spoke to me with a smile on her face. She asked, "Rena, would you like to make your dream come true?" When I was in kindergarten, my teacher gave students a topic to draw a picture of. The topic was my dream, and I drew myself eating a mountain of fruit parfait all by myself. What my mother meant to say was she was going to make that dream come true for me. It was a normal day. It wasn't my birthday or anything. But since my mother always spoiled me when we went out together, I didn't feel awkward about it at all, and I accepted her offer with a happy smile. There were 5 or 6 fruit parfaits in front of me. I remember it looked exactly like the world I drew, and I felt like I was floating in that dream world. It was too much for us to finish, but we dug our spoons into it as if we were playing in the mud, and we really enjoyed eating it together. It was my first time to experience getting full by eating only fruit parfaits, and I remember I was very happy. There's kind of the, didn't she go for the fruit parfaits during the activity? I wonder if that was part of the reason why. I enjoyed tasting the happiness and chatting with my mother.
レイナちゃん、この間映画とお食事に行った時、一緒だった人のことを覚えてる？
秋人おじさんだっけ？はあ、お兄さんって呼ばないとぶたれる。
No, she sounds like Rika.
レイナちゃんは秋人さんのこと好き？
Oh. As soon as I introduced this dude, I had a bad feeling about what was going to happen with an older man doting on a young girl.
嫌い。いつもレイナのことからかうもん。
それは大好きだからちょっかいを出してるのよ。バーベキューの時はとっても仲良くしてたじゃない。
たまには仲良しかな？かな？
My mother laughed. I didn't know why she brought up the subject, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I was too young. Now that I think about it, she was breaking the news. Oh, did she leave her father for him? I just didn't notice it.
ねえ、レイナちゃんは
Oh,
お母さんとお父さんと
she is
どっちが
too.
好き？
Oh, the poor father. He gave up everything to support the mother and then she leaves him for... Oh, that's, ugh.
お母さん。
It wasn't that I hated my father or anything, but I thought giving her that answer was appropriate after she spoiled me so much. Oh my god, she literally was buying Rena's love.
もしもお母さんとお父さんが別々のお家に住むことになったら、レイナはどっちのお家に住みたい？お母さんね、お父さんと別れて秋人おじさんと結婚しようと思うの。
At that time, my mother was a very successful woman. I didn't know this at the time, but she was drafted by a headhunter to work at a bigger company, where she was being promoted to a higher and more responsible position, one where she could bring out the most of her talent. Of course, the position wasn't the only thing she gained. Compared to my father's low salary, my mother was earning enough money to support a family of 3 and still have some left over. I kind of realized it from the way she spent money. The greater a position she achieved, the more she spent time with people at her level. All of them were bright and talented. Compared to them, my father might have looked unattractive to her. I liked Uncle Akihito, but I liked him as one of my mother's friends, not the same way I liked my father. I liked my father and mother equally, so it was very shocking to me my mother wanted to divorce him. I felt as if the ground below me was beginning to crack. That expression, I realized, actually fit my situation very well. I had to choose which side of the cracked ground I wanted to stand on. My mother told me to live with her, at her new house. Her new house meant the house Uncle Akihito lived in. I thought a house was a sanctuary for a family. I believed a house was a holy place where strangers couldn't easily enter. That was why I couldn't believe her. How could she let a stranger invade such a holy place so easily? Why do you hate my father? My mother looked down and didn't answer. Plus, I feel bad for the father because it seems like he can't really take care of himself very well since he's not very good at the housework. So it's like, if Rena leaves, he's kind of screwed. I feel bad for the father in that aspect. I can kind of see where she's coming from. The mother, it's like, she finds someone that's more on her level, but I'm just like, it's just not a great situation for anybody. I asked her another question. Why can't you stay with my father? I think that was the hardest and most heartbreaking of all questions for my mother to answer. In short, my mother had cheated on him. She loved another man who was more attractive than my father. It was just that and nothing more. I knew more than anybody it wasn't my father's fault. First of all, he decided to move from Hinamizawa to support my mother as much as he could. Yeah, I'm definitely more on the father's side. Like, he gave up everything for her, and this is how she pays him back. But she probably felt like he was dragging her down, but man. For him, nothing good had come from that. Actually, I think he had a very tough time since we moved to Ibaraki. But he volunteered to be her support and tried very hard to do that. I thought my mother appreciated his support. And I guess that's when the mom stopped being her hero. So, I took her decision as a betrayal. I told her I disagreed with everything, including their divorce. I said it very loudly and made everybody in the store jump. Sure, continue your relationship with Uncle Akihito, but don't divorce my father. I feel bad for him. I feel terrible for him. He has been doing nothing but supporting you patiently this whole time. How could you do such a cruel thing to him? I screamed as loud as I could. Then my mother answered, It's too late. Why? You haven't talked with my father about this, have you? It's not too late.
お母さんね、
Oh, is she pregnant?
妊娠して
Oh shit. What? I don't know whether my mother actually told him about the divorce in person. A middle-aged woman who called herself a lawyer came to the house several times to talk to my father on my mother's behalf. She sometimes called him, too. My father begged the lawyer to let him speak directly to my mother many times, but it never happened. I could tell by the way they talked he had no clue when my mother told him she wanted a divorce. Well, again, I'm not even sure if she told him in person. The lawyer told him not to meet my mother, not to call her at work, and many other things, too. To top it all off, she told him not to see my mother ever again. He wanted to talk to her. He called some of their mutual friends, but he only found out the name of the guy she was having an affair with, and nothing more. He asked me, "Do you know the guy?" I told him, I do. I also told him that he was a funny guy and had given me candy many times. I'll never forget how he looked when I told him that. He hit me for the first time. Oh, poor Rena. He hit me so hard his handprint stayed on my cheek for a while. Just when I was feeling bad for the father. No excuse to hate your daughter. No. She's the messenger. Don't punish her for that. Then he fell on the floor and cried loudly. And then I started to cry too. I didn't cry because he hit me. Uncle Akihito was so kind to me, so I liked him and talked to him out of courtesy. No, that wasn't it. Girls had to be kind to everybody. That's what I thought. But I was wrong. I learned in this world that there are people you should be nice to, and enemies you shouldn't be nice to. The enemies are the ones who would destroy my life with their very existence. Whether they mean to harm me or not doesn't matter. They're like weeds growing in a flower bed. Dandelions are innocent, but they take all the nutrition for the tulips from the soil. That's why we have to pull them out. The dandelions did nothing wrong, but they're the enemy. Enemies are bad people. That guy was a bad person. I shouldn't have accepted him. I should have rejected him with everything I had. By doing so, I might have been able to disrupt their relationship. By doing so, I might have been able to make my mother feel like their relationship was not going to work. If I tried to do so, my parents wouldn't have had to break up. My father and I cried together, but we cried for different reasons. He must have cried because it happened so fast and didn't make any sense to him. I cried because I regretted that I let it happen when I had the chance to prevent it. My father stroked my cheek and opened his mouth to apologize, but he couldn't speak and just cried with me. One day, the lawyer let me see my mother. My mother asked me to live with her at her house again. I didn't know what to say, so I just kept looking down and listened to her apologies. My father knew I was going to see my mother that day, so he handed me a letter and told me to give it to her. I don't know what he wrote in that letter, but for some reason I was able to imagine what kind of things he wrote when I felt it through the envelope. After all, the letter inside the envelope had a rough surface. He must have been crying while writing the letter, and his tears made the letter all wrinkled when it dried. My mother took the letter from me, told me she'd read it later, and was about to put it in her bag. I stopped her and told her to read it there. I wanted to see how she was going to take the last words my father had left to her. But my mother didn't read it. She told me she wanted to read it alone later, and she put it in her bag. At that time, I realized it was more than that. I should say, I knew, because it was so obvious. I knew my mother was lying. She had no intention of reading my father's letter. She was going to throw it away after I was gone, but she lied just because she wanted to seem like a nice person in front of me. The slight curl in her eyebrows and lips told me that more clearly than anything else. At that moment, I finally knew something else. The guy she was having an affair with wasn't the only bad person. Oh man, that's why she reacted so strongly when Keiichi said, "I'd like to meet your mother." She's probably just like you, and Rena was probably like, "No." My mother was also a bad person. Since that moment, the existence of my mother disappeared from my world like dry ice evaporating. I didn't have to hesitate about whom to live with anymore.
あなたの家には行きません。私の家は竜宮の家です。もうあなたとも会いたくありません。二度と呼ばないでください。
でもねレイナ、お父さんの方に残ったらこれからの生活。
At that moment, I hated my name for the first time in my life. Oh, and that's why she changed it to Rena.
私のこと気安くレイナって呼ばないでください。失礼します。さようなら。
Those were my last words to my mother. No, to the woman who used to be my mother. After that, I spent many days without feeling anything. I didn't know if the days were long or short. I didn't know which season I was living in. It was supposed to be nothing out of the ordinary, not having my mother around. But every time my father saw things that reminded him of her, like her toothbrush, her teacup, or her favorite books, he shed tears, which left me frustrated. That's why I decided to completely remove her belongings from the house. I roughly threw her things into a black trash bag. I started to do so frantically. By the time I knocked down her wardrobe, threw her music box hard on the floor, and broke her mirror, my mind was already not working properly. When I try to remember what happened after that, I feel disoriented. That's because the pills the doctor gave me back then made me feel disoriented and lethargic every time I took them. It seems the dullness hit me especially hard, since every time I try to remember that time, it makes me feel disoriented and lethargic, just like the pills made me feel. I destroyed everything that smelled like my mother, but the thing I wanted to destroy the most might have been myself. Even after I threw all her belongings away, I still couldn't stop feeling regret, and I decided to blame myself in the end. Maybe I was thinking I wanted to do damage to her reputation and successful life by destroying her daughter. Destroying myself. Oh, when I was about to reach that very last resolution. Oishiro-sama came to me. Oishiro-sama told me to go back to Hinamizawa. Yes, all of this was because of his curse. Oishiro-sama brought a curse upon the Ryugu family because we broke his rule and abandoned Hinamizawa. After I figured that out, everything started to make sense to me. All the crazy things that happened after my mother was gone. The curse of Oyashiro-sama did all that to us. It was Oyashiro-sama's voice that was telling me to come back to Hinamizawa. That's right. We should have stayed in Hinamizawa. Everything went crazy because we moved. We had to go back to Hinamizawa. I started feeling disoriented again, and a dull pain ran through my head. It might be a scream from within telling me not to push myself too hard to remember any further. The house where we used to live in Hinamizawa was still there. My grandma already passed, and the house was the only property she left for us. I remembered I used to live in Hinamizawa, but all I remembered was that it was a village I used to live in right until before I went to elementary school. I remembered the atmosphere of the village too, but that was all I remembered. I forgot the streets and even the names of close friends I used to play with. The neighbors knew that the son of the deceased woman had come back divorced, but they didn't know us and we didn't know them. So it was almost like we moved to a new place. However, as far as I was concerned, it still was my hometown I had come back to. At first, everything was inconvenient compared to life in Ibaraki, and it was hard for both of us to adjust. But we renovated the old house, and it was only me and my father. Life here seemed to make my father forget his pain from the divorce. Mi-chan was very kind to me, and I started to get used to my new life, too. I did everything around the house, and we gradually went back to a time where we used to live happily. Anybody can live a happy life. People sometimes say that some people are born to be unhappy, but I believe that's just an excuse for people who don't even want to try. I won't give in to fate. I'll never give up trying to recapture the happy times I lost. I'm going to become happy to the point where I don't even feel the happiness anymore. I'm not going to cry anymore. I'll never cry again. I used up all my tears on that night my father hit me. The curse of Oyashiro-sama is over because we came back to Hinamizawa. So I'm going to have a happy life from now on. All of a sudden, big raindrops hit the roof of the car, and I recovered my senses. It was still raining hard. It had already gotten dark outside. The shadows the table lamp created were very dark, and it looked as if there was nothing else around me. If I turned off this light, would everything in this world disappear? I turned off the light. Darkness swallowed me. But the cold air and the sound of rain didn't change a bit, and that made me realize I was still in this world. The curse of Oyashiro-sama. Did the curse of Oyashiro-sama do those crazy things to my family? Or did I convince myself it did, as an excuse for myself because I didn't want to feel guilty about the divorce? Sometimes I'm not sure. Since that time, Oyashiro-sama hasn't come to me. I sometimes feel like it was a delusion I created because I was mentally ill. But he did come at that time. I'm sure about that. Am I right, Oyashiro-sama? I was unhappy after I left Hinamizawa, but I came back and I'm happy now. But where am I supposed to go now that I'm unhappy in Hinamizawa? Where? Okay, so yeah, I guess she's just pushing herself more than she usually does to try and be happy, to force herself to be happy. But why?
ダメだ、レナ。
Why is she unhappy right now?
不幸になったとか考えちゃいけない。私は幸せなんだ。幸せになるんだ。
Although that can happen to us. Sometimes we could just be unhappy for, no discernible reason. Everything around us seems to be okay, and we're just unhappy sometimes.
だから、絶対に幸せになれるんだ。
Suddenly, I felt that if this darkness swallowed me, I'd never be able to be happy again. I found the switch of the table lamp and turned it back on. When I looked at the clock, it was already past 11 p.m. I had to go home. I wouldn't have time to prepare my lunch for tomorrow. At least, I'd have to set the timer on the rice cooker. It didn't look like the rain was going to stop anytime soon. I looked out the window to see the rain, but could only see my reflection. I talked to the reflection in the window. I'm so glad my father's happy. He'd been acting like he was dead for a long time. The smile on his face is a good sign he's regaining his former happy life. He became miserable because of me. That's why I don't mind doing things for him until he regains his smile and we become truly happy. When I stay here alone for a while, it gives him some time to be alone with her. Plus, I don't have to fake a smile. But then, my reflection in the window tells me, "Ooh, be alone with her. Did he get remarried?" Rena, you're such a good girl. You're kind to everybody and love them equally. You can make anybody like you. But did you forget something? In this world, there are people you should be kind to, and enemies. Enemies that you have to reject with all you've got. I thought you learned that lesson. No, don't listen to her. My reflection is always mean. Ooh, I'm wondering if that girl that she saw at the cafe, the gentleman's club, I wonder if that's like her stepmom or her father's girlfriend. She always says mean things and makes fun of my worries. But she always tells me things I can't say myself. Let's go home, Rena. To your home. Forget about the mean Rena in the mirror. I was a bit hungry by then. After all the desserts I ate, I still got hungry. I almost forgot. Rena-san bought me a shortcake. I never had a shortcake from Angel Ma, but I bet it would taste good. I'll have to give my thanks to Rena-san the next time I see her. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I jumped to conclusions there. Rena-san speaks in a way that makes it very clear how she grew up, but I'm sure she's a good person. That's because she's so good to my father. Okay, maybe so. I'm like zipping back and forth between are they together, are they not together? It's just weird. She's like, the next time I see her, I assume they would see each other every day if she was with her father, but maybe she's just the girlfriend and she just goes to visit. But the fact that she is a manager at a gentleman's club, and maybe that's how the father met her, I don't know. There's just like so many questions. I did everything I could to make my father smile, but I failed. On the other hand, Rena-san could put a big smile on his face so easily. Yep, okay, so they are together. I have to thank Rena-san. I have to thank her for cheering up my father. But I don't know why. I just don't like her perfume. Ooh. Oh, we got so much new information. We finally got some backstory on Rena and this whole thing with this new girlfriend or whatever. Oh, this is interesting. Very, very interesting. Today, I went to a swimming pool with my mom. Uncle Akihito came with us, too. I don't like him because he's sometimes mean to me, but he's a very kind and funny old man. He told me to call him Daddy for the day, because he was going to play with me at the pool like he was my daddy. My mom called him Daddy. Ugh, it just gets worse, so I did too. Uncle Akihito looked very happy and gave me a lot of money. My mom looked very happy, and it made me happy too. I want to play with him again. I hope my dad can come with us next time. Well, now I feel like a dum-dum when I was like, oh, it's weird that, the mom brings Rena out all the time and not the father. Well, yeah, that's why. I opened the window, placed my cushion nearby, and prepared to enjoy the weather. But she came over and disrupted my peaceful evening. She always ruins my time of solitude.
幸せそうね。そっか。今日はあんたの大好きな甘いものがたくさん食べられたものね。
That did not sound like Rika. That sounded like the other Rika. This girl loves sweets more than anything. I like them too, but I can't eat like she does. It'd give me heartburn if I ate the amount she ate today. She seemed to be very happy, so I'll leave her alone for a while. I've been making my favorite hot and salty food for the last few days, so she must be quite pleased today. It was a very fun day for me too. I just wanted to enjoy the memory of the excitement I felt today by sitting here quietly, enjoying the sunset. But when I looked up at the sky, I saw thick clouds forming there. The wind was a bit cooler than usual. It might start raining soon.
大地震や大津波などの知らせとして浅瀬に普段は絶対に見かけることができない深海の魚が現れることがあるっていう話があるらしいわね。
We saw a very rare fish that dwells in deep water in the shallows today. Just as the ancient stories of sea monsters say, people hate deep-sea animals and tend to interpret them as omens of disaster. It didn't matter if they showed up alive or dead. I said something interesting just now. Even if they showed up alive or dead, it was an omen of a disaster. It might start raining soon.
うるさいな。言われなくてもわかってる。洗濯物を取り入れるわよ。
I grabbed a basket and went outside to take the laundry in. The clouds were getting darker. I normally like rain, but I didn't think I'd enjoy it today. Alright guys, so that will wrap up this episode of Higurashi. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. I'm so happy that we finally got some more information, some more backstory on her. There's these little hints of darkness in her, this desperation to be happy. We kind of get a little bit more information why, the whole thing with her mother and this new girlfriend. Talk about enemies, about people that you need to take care of. I'm just like, okay, what's going to happen here? Who are these enemies going to be? What is she going to do? We know something's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, not if. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and be sure to stay tuned for the next one. Until next time, bye guys.